Hi, I am Meredith Deal, and my presentation is about non-governmental organizations' role in disaster. So, non-governmental organizations, better known as NGOs, are values-based groups who provide services and resources pre-disaster and post-disaster. Typically, NGOs will be voluntary, faith-based, nonprofit, or even veteran-based. NGOs are extremely important pre-disaster and post-disaster in the United States, which is why they are included in the National Response Framework. On top of this, NGOs are included in all phases of emergency management, which includes the mitigation phase, the preparedness phase, response, and recovery phases. Typical NGOs that are involved in disaster management include Doctors Without Borders, the American Red Cross, Habitat for Humanity, and the Salvation Army. Prior to disaster, NGOs educate the public. Groups aim to do this by posting informative guides that show people how to prepare for disaster. For example, on the Salvation Army's website, there are many different guides that show how to prepare for flood events, hurricanes, and earthquakes, and many other types of disasters. This is extremely helpful because these guides are completely free to everybody. NGOs launch programs to spread awareness for policies that can reduce the risk of disaster. NGOs continuously work to build relationships with local emergency management officials before disaster strikes. In the United States, one of the most important things about the emergency response is how well the collaboration and the communication are between all entities involved. So, by building pre-established relationships, communication is typically going to be better when disaster does happen. This means more victims will receive relief quicker and all of the processes will be much more efficient. Post-disaster, NGOs provide crucial short-term and long-term aid. Short-term aid includes things like food, water, shelter, first aid. Long-term, NGOs can help with house repair and they help people access government relief. NGOs continue to provide additional programs and assistance even after the government is done providing relief. For example, Habitat for Humanity stays long after the government is done in a disaster event, and they help rebuild communities and build new homes. Some NGOs even offer things like childcare post-disaster. This is extremely valuable because this isn't typically a service the government would offer, but it's extremely valuable to victims who need to work to make more money to help recover. NGOs put together programs to find missing people and reunite them with their family post-disaster. Again, this is another extremely valuable program that helps many families after a disaster. So to conclude, NGOs are involved in preparing for and responding to disasters, and these organizations are extremely crucial for victims as they provide many programs and services that sometimes aren't as accessible through the government. NGOs are a very critical part of emergency management in the United States. And these are all of my references used for the PowerPoint.